You're watching Extras from the Extension on Eagle Community Television. This show is brought to you by Carico Implement.
Hi, I'm Linda Beech, the Ellis County Extension Agent for Family and Consumer Sciences, and this is Extras from Extension on Eagle Community TV. Well, as the weather starts to warm up in the spring, it's time once again to think about Walk Kansas. Walk Kansas is an 8-week health challenge designed to get people moving, to get people paying attention to their health, and working together in teams so that they are motivated and accountable, and so that everybody keeps going for that 8-week time frame. Well, there are a couple of things that are new for Walk Kansas 2016. The basic program is the same as it has been for the last 15 years. Yeah, can you believe it? We've been doing Walk Kansas for 15 years now. But there are some new features that I want to tell you about today. First, by popular demand, they have shifted the Walk Kansas program dates 2 weeks later in the spring. So we'll start on Sunday, April 3rd, and conclude on Saturday, May 28th. It's a little later, but folks were thinking maybe a little warmer weather would get us started well in the spring, and then we could get past Mother's Day and graduation weekends and such and wrap up Walk Kansas at the end of May. So I hope you'll keep those dates in mind. It's time to get signed up. There's also this year a new cost for Walk Kansas as well, a level statewide charge. So no matter what county you're in, the cost will be the same. And the cost is $8 per participant for that 8-week experience. And that pays for your program materials, newsletters, statewide program support, and I'll show you some of the evidence of that in just a moment. And then if you'd like to order Walk Kansas apparel, it's an additional charge. Well, let's talk a little bit about the challenges, because the basic challenges have stayed the same except for one update for this year. Let's take a look at the map. The first challenge is the same that we've been doing forever in Walk Kansas, and that's across the state, 423 miles, and the track follows I-70. So if you want to participate in Walk Kansas and your team observes your progress on the online tracking map, you'll see that you'll go right through all the towns in Ellis County that are on the interstate. So 423 miles is the first challenge. 6 people in 8 weeks, that means everybody needs to do about 150 minutes of exercise per week. So that's easy to do, 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. The challenge number 2 is a little bit different this year, and that's the one that's changed. Challenge number 2 takes us on a 750-mile diagonal weaving track through the state. So you'll start in Troy, Kansas, end up in Elkhart, Kansas, and your team can log a few extra miles and watch your progress at all kinds of points of interest as you weave across the state. The third challenge is the same as last year, a perimeter challenge, 1,200 miles for your team in those 8 weeks, and that will take you out around the perimeter of Kansas. So you can choose your challenge. For some of us, it may be challenging enough just to try to get across the state in those 8 weeks. But if you're folks who are much more active and you want a harder challenge, Walk Kansas can accommodate that. This year we've also got a new logo, so let's take a look at that. They've redesigned the Walk Kansas logo to have just a big sunflower with the words Walk Kansas. Gone are the little people with their walking footsteps, so it's a little cleaner, a little simpler, and a logo that will look great on these new shirts. Speaking of the new updates, I should tell you actually, the shirts come in 3 colors this year. We've got sand, purple of course, always a great choice, and bright lime green for folks who'd like to have a little more color. Now the other thing that is new that I want to show us is that they have completely given the Walk Kansas website a makeover. So it's a great way to follow along with what's happening in Watt, Kansas, and as individual team members, we can actually go online and log our own minutes of exercise, cups of fruits and vegetables, and all that. So the basic website is www.wattkansas.org, and that takes you to the opening website. It looks similar to previous years if you've participated with us before. So as you scroll down past that rather large banner at the top, you're going to see things that look a little more familiar. And to get registered, the team captains can go online and register their team themselves. And to do that, we choose My Walk Kansas in the left-hand box. And what you get when you click on My Walk Kansas is another screen. Gives you a sign-in box so that you can start your registration process here. You can also go back to this process here to make changes if you need to. But if you roll down below that, you'll see what they call the leaderboard. And this is fun just for me, even at this registration phase of the program, because it tracks in the state of Kansas how many teams we've got and how many members have logged in. It's really neat to watch the totals grow. As we get into the program, you won't see anything that you can actually follow specific to a county yet because Watt, Kansas hasn't started. But once it does, you can actually click on this little hot link called Leaderboard, and you'll be able to see how teams in your county, in Ellis County, in your family's county across the state happen to be doing with that. The other thing that's new because of this new website is that you'll have new options for tracking healthy behaviors in Watt, Kansas this year. Again, we want you to track minutes of exercise and cups of fruits and vegetables. That's always been an important part of Watt, Kansas. But we also can now track strengthening exercise separately if you want to track your workouts with weights. And that will roll over into your mileage total. So it happens automatically. It's pretty neat. The other thing is that we can now track water consumption with Watt, Kansas, the new website as well. So if you want to track your water and make sure you're getting plenty of hydration, you can do that too. The other option that's new on the website is that each of us as individuals can go online and log in our own totals anytime we want. Typically in the past, we've had to report that to a captain who then had to take care of reporting for the entire team. Makes life easier for a captain. It makes it easier for you as a participant to log your information in whenever you want to do it. So it's time for Watt, Kansas. Lace up those walking shoes, find a team of 6 people, and get ready to walk starting April 3rd through May the 28th. This has been Linda Beech, the Ellis County Extension Agent for Family and Consumer Sciences, and this has been Extras from Extension.
You're watching Extras from the Extension on Eagle Community Television. This show is brought to you by Carico Implement.